Hey, everybody, this is Mark Schultz with Digital Aircraft, and I'm very excited about our meeting today because what I'm doing is I'm introducing to you some additional individuals who are part of the Paris Air Show, and it's really very exciting because the companies and the attenders and the aircraft and all the things are part of that are all things that we're very interested in because of the enthusiasm in the industry all regarding that. So today I wanted to bring another guest onto the show who is very excited about the Paris Air Show and meeting and talking to other people. So let me go ahead and just bring him in and introduce him into our broadcast. Hey, how you doing today? So good to have you here.
Nice having me, Mark.
Very good. Good. Yep, I'm excited. Hey, usually what I do when I start the videos out is I ask people, can you just tell people your full name and the company that you work for so they understand where you're coming from?
Certainly. My name is Parag Walve. I'm based in New Jersey, and I head the aviation and aerospace practice for a global IT services company called FPT.
FPT, great, good. Hey, I think we probably need just a little bit more information. Could you just give us a little bit of detail about what the company does and really what you deliver for or with?
Absolutely. Now, FPT is a global IT services brand. We have 35,000 people around the world. We have nearly 50 offices, including a large setup in the US. In the US, we are based in Richardson, in the Dallas Metroplex. Our management and the nerve center is in Atlanta. We have technical people spread all over the US. We have a consulting arm based in Atlanta as well, and we do some mid-range and high-end IT consulting.
Yeah, excellent. Hey, before I switch over to something I have here, I just want to tell you that one of the first times ever that I met FPT it was with a manufacturer, maybe 10 years ago, where we were doing a project on a very technical, detailed solution that we were doing. That actually I found out that your company had actually developed, and it became owner, in full with the OEM. So that's really very interesting. And I guess the other thing I wanted to just kind of ask you about is. From your perspective, you're located really all over the world, right? So what should people think about what you're doing and delivering around the world?
Right. So as we spoke earlier, we have our nerve center in the Far East. We come from Vietnam. Our claim to fame is we are the largest IT services provider, a non-Japanese IT services provider in Japan. We have more than 2,000 people and nearly 15 offices all over Japan. We serve key customers out of Japan. The other huge market for us, obviously, is Europe, where we work with, amongst other major customers, the airframer based in the south of France. In the US, we've been working with the large airframer for over a decade. And we have key relationships with a number of aerospace and aviation companies within the North and South America region.
So, hey, how big is the company, and what are the core areas that you focus on from a business kind of a standpoint?
So we are I would like to say a mid-sized company, $1 billion, 35,000 people listed on the Vietnamese Stock Exchange. In terms of the business areas we serve, we cover the entire gamut from below the wing, at the terminal, above the wing, and into the digital space. So to give you an example, we have the experience of working with ground ops, consumables optimization, manpower optimization. We've been working with some key airframers and its subsidiaries on solutions for the flight deck and solutions for the cockpit. On the MRO side, we've been working not only with the airframers, but also some aerospace and MRO companies, let's say in the area of predictive analytics, and to bring data symmetry or information symmetry in the world of aircraft parts and aircraft parts service history. With the airframers, we have been working on cloud optimization. We've been working on digital transformation. We've been working on some key product lifecycle management across the world. So we have significant experience on the aviation and aerospace side.
Very good. Very nice. Hey, I wanted to ask a question while this slide is up there, because I think it's an important aspect of things, is that if you're in an industry, sometimes people think, well, what do they really do? Do they sell solutions that they deliver, or do they help other people to be able to develop the kind of solutions that might be needed by their business problem? So just, can you be really clear to people on what you're trying to accomplish as a whole, as a company?
Absolutely. We are an IT services company, so we are enablers, digital enablers of your real world. Whenever you have a business process problem, whenever you are falling short of, let's say, technical resources, we go all the way from staff augmentation, team augmentation, all the way to turnkey solutions and outsourced management of services. An example could be security operations center. Another example could be a call center for your IT help desk. These are just very rudimentary examples, but it goes into very high-end consulting and high-end software development, some of which we'll see shortly.
Yeah. So one of the goals that I was kind of getting to is that a lot of times think that, oh, you're a company that provides this kind of a solution. All right. Well, what you really are is you're really a company that develops solutions, a very large company that delivers solutions to be able to put part of people's systems. And you don't own the solution as much as you're trying to help people to be successful in their product. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, well, that's very good. Well, hey, listen, I want to go on to a next part to maybe people better understand, really what the solution is. And so can we kind of jump into the conversation of give me an idea of what you're doing to go help people? What kind of solutions are you really going to help people to be able to solve, at this point?
Right. So let's look at one thing. So as far as aerospace goes, the industry is plagued by 2 or 3 very critical problems. The first problem that we hear at all conferences, it's like a buzz in the industry about the problem of skilled manpower shortage. There are not enough technicians being trained. There are not enough people on the shop floor who are adequately trained to be able to handle the technical requirements. The aerospace and aviation industry is a very certificate-oriented industry. There are very strict regulations as to who can service a certain part, who can build and assemble certain assemblies. Now, if you don't have enough technical people coming out of the universities, or if you don't have enough people trained on a specific aspect, it creates consequent delays and cost thereof. Can you imagine the cost of an AOG? It's hundreds and thousands of dollars if you're not able to get an aircraft off the ground from your MRO shop. Now, what we do is we have built solutions around augmented reality and virtual reality. Now, let's look at a very interesting use case. One of our aerospace customers came to us saying, we are short of skilled manpower. How can you help us? And we said, well, we don't provide technical manpower for aerospace. We can provide technical IT manpower, but what we can do is we can bridge the digital divide. Now, how did we do it? We got our AR/VR team together. We built custom solutions and custom training modules where the trainer at this aerospace company was able to sit in his offices wherever he was and be able to train the staff worldwide. Now, what happened because of that is not only were they able to train a lot more people in a lot less time, they were able to save on travel costs. They were able to save on accommodation costs. They were able to save on time. All the logistical difficulties in getting people from one point to another to get them in a training room and send them back. Now, that was just part A. This was just the training side. Going on, whenever their station staff and shop staff or shop floor staff require assistance, the key trainers used our AR/VR solutions, and they were able to walk their remote staff hand in hand or handhold them while they were actually fixing problems. So this was a very fascinating solution that we came up together along with our partner companies.
One question I wanted to point out again, listen, been in this industry for a long, long time, 40 years. And many times people have a little bit of difficulty understanding this. And so I wanted to clear this and make sure if I understand this correctly, is that many times when someone look at someone's solution, they look like a chart and they see a company that's delivering like an MRO system, and somebody can go out and buy that and implement it in many areas. But what this picture of different solutions that are out there are really that, hey, we went with a company and worked with them and found out that you have some challenge and problems areas in baggage or in mechanic training or pilot training or things like that. And you go, oh, okay, well, this problem you have right now is really faced on pilot training. And so what are the requirements? What are the needs? And then you end up working with people to be able to develop a solution of what that is and incorporate it into their system. And so I think it's really important because it's different, is you're using people to understand what the challenges and the business problems are and coming out with a solution that they can actually implement and put in their own system. One step beyond that is you might have actually delivered something for like an OEM and says many people have that problem. And so we're going to create this, like maybe to look at parts and manuals. We want to put it onto a mobile device, and then we're going to have that delivered to all of our customers. And so there's definitely different perspectives, but I just want people to understand that you're there to help define the business challenge and to be able to develop and deliver it. It's not that you're developing, a big comprehensive system that you sell for, covering everything. So do I understand this correctly?
You're absolutely right, Mark. The
Okay.
technology by itself is fascinating, but if you're able to use that technology and create solutions to real world problems, that's even better. And that's exactly what we're doing with AR, VR.
Hey, listen, I want to go on to the next discussion that we had. And in this particular situation, I know there's another area that you work on to kind of help people. And so let me just bring this slide up real quick and say that there's another area that I understand that you basically focus on. Can you give me a bit of an understanding on the kind of way you're developing solutions and putting them together? Tell me what your thoughts are regarding this slide.
Right. So when we talk about challenges for the engineering department, it is not only on the shop floor where you don't have enough trained people. You also have a shortage of skilled people who can design components and assemblies, who can do finite element analysis, for example, what you see at the bottom left of the screen. So we provide an overflow desk, if you like. We cover all the key design softwares. We cover all the key product lifecycle management softwares, and we provide CAD, CAM, and computer-aided engineering services. So if you need assistance either for short term or for the long term in your engineering department, come talk to us.
Yeah, I think it's really important at another time in a discussion, again, is that so often people look at this massive network that you had. Like, for example, how long has your company been in place today? How many years?
We have been in existence for 30 years now.
30 years. So you think about a company that's been out there for 30 years and you think, wow, they have a lot of big system that covers a lot of stuff. I got to say this a lot because people need to understand this, is that you are there to help people to put solutions in place as a manufacturer or as an individual or somebody, all right, that's focused on the specific problems that you're having. And it's not about, did I build a big system and this is what's available, all right? Because there's so much information there. I think to myself, all these different databases and all these systems and solutions and parts of your system. No, it's not what it is. It's that you're going into the industry and looking for what people's business problem is and working to try to help them be successful and putting in the things that they need. And so I just think it's really important of what you're doing, because I think that's a hard thing to do, is to figure this out.
That is correct. I think that takes me to another big challenge that the industry faces. Practically every industry, but more so in the aviation and aerospace. The aerospace industry is data rich, but information poor. Now, what I mean by that is quite obvious. We collect hordes and hordes of data. We've got petabytes over petabytes of data collecting in the cloud. Is it giving you enough information? Are you able to harness the golden nuggets hidden inside that data? So the answer to that is that's another challenge area that FPT addresses, and we do it in multiple ways. We have been doing a data analytics as a service, or DaaS as we call it. We have been providing DaaS for several of our customers across the industries, but we've been doing it for a large carrier in North America, where a lot of their IROPS, irregular operations, we have a team continuously mining, churning, slicing, and dicing the data to identify what are the real pain points, where is the choke point, what are the areas that we need to address in order to avoid future disruptions. Now, taking that into another sphere, another facet of our existence is our partnership with one of the large airframers. Now, if you were to visit the web, whether it's LinkedIn or the websites, you will realize that FPT has been a key partner with Airbus Skywise. Now, as you know, Skywise is a data integration platform provided by Airbus to its customers. It's based on the Palantir Foundry database, and it collects humongous amounts of data in real time from aircraft in the sky continuously. Now, FPT has been one of the key integration partners with Airbus for Skywise, and we've implemented Skywise in its native form for over 100 airlines in the world over the last 7 years. Not only that, we are a certified app builder. Now, what do you mean by that? Now, there is a huge amount of data of all sorts. You can imagine a company like FPT, which specializes in high tech like IoT and being able to accumulate data in databases like the Palantir Foundry. We are able to, based on our knowledge and understanding of the data, build apps for specific point solutions. Now, if you were to look at the apps again, this suite of apps is an FPT built suite of apps. This only shows a subset of what we have developed, but these areas to a large extent address the predictive analytics area of business. Now, imagine if you were able to predict the failure of a component before it happens, looking at item number 5. Imagine if you're able to predict or analyze what are the repetitive defects that happen. I'm looking at number 1, repetitive defects that happen in a certain component or a certain assembly or a certain part of the aircraft. If you're able to predict it, if you're able to get a notification sent to you saying, you know what, I'm seeing this pattern of defects from a certain assembly within the aircraft, you're able to avoid an AOG situation. You avoid one AOG situation, you've saved yourself at least $10,000, if not $100,000. Now, an aerospace industry, or the aerospace industry, is a very complex industry with lots of processes and lots of different departments and thousands of people working in sync to get those planes in the sky. Now, if those people are not synced in terms of their work processes, then obviously those inefficiencies eventually lead into consequent delays and costs thereof. So looking at item number 8, we have built a solution based on the data that we have called work package optimization. So it optimizes the schedule for ramp workers. It optimizes the schedule for crew. And by doing so, you are able to make sure that the right crew for the right equipment is at the right station. Again, any kind of heartburn for the customers is avoided. An AOG situation could be avoided. So overall, we are working continuously, and we work in collaboration with our customers to identify the pain areas, go back to our data, use our experience and understanding of the data and say, maybe we can provide you a visualization of this data that will help you make some decision support solutions. So that's what we have been doing for a long time. And we encourage you to look at these apps and come and talk to us if you need more information of how it can help you.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting because, so many people have these kind of challenges that exist out there. And so the interesting thing here isn't that FPT, built a big solution here to be able to, go deliver a big application. Their point was you went to somebody who's trying to achieve certain goals and abilities. You sat with, the people that are driving Skywise and basically saying, well, what are the areas that need focus on? And then you'll go out and, bring in other vendors, or you'll create solutions, or you'll build solutions and need to be part of that. And so what you're really doing is you're really using your team to be able to ultimately accomplish this kind of capability, over time. And again, you're not the people who are doing the work or using these things. You're the people that are helping sort out what the requirements are and what kind of development has to occur in order to be able to provide great support like this. Is that a correct assessment of the situation?
Absolutely right. We work in a collaborative mode. We are consultants. We are implementers. Yeah. We are the people providers. So think about a pain area, and then think about us saying, "Hey, can FPT help me overcome this pain area using digital solutions?"
That's very good. But hey, listen, let me shift back to the idea of the Paris Air Show again. Is that next week is the Paris Air Show, And what's happening basically is all these people have come together. They brought in, entertainment and buying new aircraft and bringing aircraft that are there. And there's a lot of vendors there and technical solutions there. People are going there for a lot of different reasons. But one of the reasons that you present yourself forward in this kind of a situation is to be able to be a resource where people can go to and talk about business challenges and problems, and to come out and take a look at, what kind of maybe challenge that they have or what they need to do. And this is why I like this. It's so cool, is because you as a company are helping them figure out how to be able to solve the problem, right? And you're not out there selling them an application or selling them something that they should go buy. You're basically somebody that wants to go there and talk to them about the challenges, and willingly open to them is that, well, we can help you develop something, for example, help you figure it out and then develop it, which is really important. So, hey, listen, between now and then, let me ask you this. How do people get in touch with you?
Certainly, you can scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen. That will reach us directly.
Okay, and there's also an email that's there as well, which you can reach out to and send an email as required. So, hey, this is really pretty exciting. I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, to be able to talk about this. I'm excited about talking to people about how do we make aviation acceptable, moving forward. So I think it's a really great situation. Thanks for being with us today. It was really great having this conversation with you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Great to be on your show.
Good. Hey, everybody, this is Mark Schultz with #Digital Aircraft. And I'm so excited about doing this because any place that we can find a way to be able to help aviation to be successful, this is definitely something that I'm interested. Thanks so much, and I appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye-bye.